The village welcomed Etta back with a mix of relief and curiosity. The storm had passed, leaving behind a cleansed landscape and a new sense of calm. The villagers had changed too, their eyes reflecting the transformation they had undergone. They no longer saw Etta as just another villager but as a link to the forest's mysteries, a living bridge between the known world and the unseen. Etta unrolled the tapestry she had woven, holding it up for all to see. A collective gasp rippled through the crowd. The image was unlike anything they had seen before. It wasn't just a depiction of the storm but a story told in threads, a narrative of their fears, their resilience, and their ultimate triumph. The tapestry drew everyone in. It was as if the threads themselves spoke to each person, whispering their deepest emotions and giving form to the unspoken bond they now shared. They saw their own faces in the woven figures, standing together against the storm, their collective strength holding back the dark clouds. In the center of the piece was the most surprising element of all, the face of the weaver. It was a face familiar yet different, a blend of the weaver's wisdom and Etta's youthful determination. It seemed to watch over them, a guardian spirit woven into the fabric of their history. The villagers murmured among themselves, their voices hushed with awe and reverence. Etta stepped forward, her voice steady as she addressed the crowd. "This tapestry is not just my work. It is our story, our shared journey. It is a testament to the strength we found in each other and the lessons we learned from the storm. It is a part of the weaver's legacy, but it is also the beginning of our own." The villagers nodded, understanding dawning in their eyes. The tapestry wasn't just an artifact of the past. It was a living piece of art that spoke to their present and future. It was a symbol of hope, a reminder that they had the strength to face whatever challenges lay ahead. They decided to hang the tapestry in the village hall, a central place where everyone could see it, where it could remind them of what they had overcome. It became a focal point for the village, a source of inspiration and pride. People gathered there daily, children tracing the threads with their fingers, elders recounting their experiences during the storm, and travelers marveling at the intricate work. Etta found herself at the center of this new chapter in the village's story. She was no longer just a young woman who had been drawn to the weaver's art. She was a creator in her own right, a storyteller who used threads instead of words. She spent her days in the studio, weaving new tapestries, each one a piece of the evolving narrative of the forest and its people. One day, as she sat at the loom, her hands moving deftly through the threads, she felt a familiar warmth spread through her fingers. The loom seemed to glow with a soft light, a reminder of the magic that had always been present but was now fully awakened. Etta smiled, understanding at last what the weaver had meant. The magic wasn't in the loom or the threads. It was in the act of creation, in the story she chose to tell, and in the love she poured into her work. She knew she would never stop weaving. There were endless stories to tell, endless patterns to uncover. The forest, with its ancient secrets, still had much to reveal, and she was ready to listen, to interpret its whispers into the vibrant threads of her art. As she worked, she felt a presence beside her, a familiar energy that brought a smile to her lips. She didn't need to look to know that the weaver was with her, his spirit watching over her, guiding her hands as he had done with his own. She wasn't alone in this journey. She was part of a lineage of storytellers, weavers of fate who shaped the world with their threads. The final rays of the setting sun bathed the studio in golden light, casting long shadows that danced across the floor. Etta paused, her hands stilling as she looked out the window. The forest stretched out before her, a living, breathing entity that she was now an inseparable part of. She felt a deep sense of peace, a contentment that filled her from within. The storm had passed, but the journey was far from over. There would be more challenges, more moments of doubt and fear. But Etta knew now that she had the strength to face them, that the threads of fate were hers to weave. And as long as she had her loom and the stories of the forest, she would never be alone. With a final, satisfied breath, she turned back to her work, her fingers dancing over the threads as she began the next tapestry. The loom hummed with life, the threads glowing with potential. And Etta, with her heart full of hope and her mind open to the possibilities, wove on, ready to face whatever came next, ready to shape the threads of destiny.